everybody, and welcome to Friday's maths lesson with me, Miss Medlicott. In today's lesson we're going to be solving some fraction word problems. So that means that you're going to be applying the skill of maybe adding or subtracting fractions, but you're applying them to word problems. So it's presented slightly differently to how you've seen them previously. So we're learning objectives today, reading and understanding fraction in word problems, and also to use the bar model to support understanding. So Flashback 6 today, I'm asking you to add these fractions which have different denominators. I wonder whether you've noticed something quite special about the denominators that you're adding together. That's right, they are multiples of the same number, so that makes it a little bit more straightforward for finding a common denominator. So you need to find the lowest common multiple for the denominators and then crack on. If you need to draw a bar model to help you with these questions, please do so. Pause the video now to have a go at these questions. Okay then everyone, so the answers are coming up in 3, 2, 1. There we are. So well done for recognising that the lowest common multiple in this case would be 6, so that would be 5 6. The lowest common multiple here is a quarter, so a 4, and that adds together to make 3 quarters, 5 eighths, 9 tenths, because 4 fifths out of tenths would be 8 tenths. 1 fifth adds 7 tenths, lowest common multiple for the denominator would be 10, that added together makes 9 tenths. And for the last question, the lowest common multiple, which is the lowest common denominator, the answer is 14. So the answer is 13 over 14. Very well done if you got those correct. If you'd like to have another go at working out those fraction additions, please do so. Right, so as I explained to you at the start of today's lesson, we're going to be looking at fraction word problems. So in this warm-up, we've got an example of a fraction word problem, and I'm going to give you some tips and tricks as to how best to approach these. First of all, we have to read the question carefully. There is 7 tenths of a pizza in one box and 2 fifths of a pizza in another box. How much more is there in the first box compared to the second box? Okay, so first things first, we recognise our fractions. Right, so we've got 7 tenths of a pizza in one box and 2 fifths of a pizza in another box. It might be helpful for you to actually draw a picture to help your understanding. If that's a helpful strategy for you, please pause the video now to draw your pizzas. Okay, so one pizza is split into tenths. We've got 7 tenths of a pizza. And then in the second box, we've got a pizza that's been split into fifths and only 2 fifths of that pizza. The question is asking how much more there is there in the first box compared to the second. So we're trying to find the difference between the amounts of pizza. It's really careful that we understand the wording of this question, that we're not actually looking to add these fractions together, but we're actually looking to subtract these fractions. Tricky thing is, they're fractions with different denominators. So therefore, we're going to have to convert these fractions so they have the same denominator. 7 tenths, 2 fifths. What is the lowest common multiple of both 10 and 5? Pause the video now to have a think. Okay everyone, I hope you've got an answer now. What would be the lowest common denominator for those two fractions? It is a... Good, I think I heard some people saying 10. Yes, we've got to convert 2 fifths so it's out of tenths. 5 times by 2 gives me 10. So I've got to look at timesing the denominator by 2. And whatever I do to the denominator, I've also got to do to my numerator. So, having worked out that 2 fifths is equivalent to, well done, it's 4 tenths, I'm now in a position to be able to subtract the fraction from the 7 tenths. 7 tenths subtract 4 tenths leaves me with, very good, the answer is 3 tenths. let's see how we can write that. 7/10, so 2/5 is the same as 4/10, and then we're subtracting 7/10, take away 4/10. I can also use a bar model to help me. So in the top bar, you can see that I've split this bar into 10 equal parts, and I filled in 7 as red. Below, I've drawn an identical bar, the same size, however I've split this into fifths because I was originally given the fraction of 2/5. So this is sort of pizza 1 and this is pizza 2. 2/5 have been filled in. Now, I can look at this bar model and compare the fraction size. So I can see that the first pizza, the top bar, has 3 more tenths filled in. I can see that 2/5 is the equivalent to, the same as, 4/10. So the bar model can be used to support your understanding. Okay, it's an important pictorial representation of the fractions and of the calculation that you have to do. So it's a very useful strategy. If you found it helpful to your understanding, I suggest that for these word problems that you're going to do in today's lesson, you draw a bar model to go with your word problem. Okay, so for green chili peppers today, your activity is to have a go at these 5 word problems. Look carefully, read the question carefully. Make sure that you have identified the fractions and worked out what is the question asking you to do. Is it asking you to add them together? Is it asking you to subtract them? Try to imagine what the problem is actually, how it could be represented. Would you like to draw a picture of, if it's of, for example, Olivia going out for a walk? Do you want to draw a picture of her going out for a walk? In the previous example, did it help to draw a bar or a pizza to just help your understanding? So green chili peppers, have a go at these questions then for the task. Pause the video now to have a go. Yellow chili peppers, you're going to have a go at these questions on the screen. Please note that some of the fractions do not have the same denominator. So you're going to have to find the lowest common multiple to make sure that the denominators are the same. Again, use the bar model, draw a picture to represent the problem if that's helpful to you. Red chili peppers, here are your 6 questions that I'd like you to have a go at. Beware, red chili peppers, I've thrown in a few more difficult ones for you, including mixed numbers, so a whole number with a proper fraction. So just take care with those. But similarly, use the bar model, use a pictorial representation to help you visualise these fractions. Pause the video now to have a go. Very well done, everyone. I hope you've managed to have a go at some of these questions and are feeling a little bit more confident. Let's have a look at the answers. They're going to appear on your screen in 3, 2, 1. That's for green. Pause the video now to mark your work. Yellow, here are your answers. Pause the video now to mark your work. Red, pause the video now to mark your work. Everyone, very well done for your work and effort today. I know it can be quite tricky when we're presented with word problems, but the steps to success, quite simple when you break it down. You need to read the question carefully. Pick out the key information, like the fraction amount, and the key vocabulary that will tell you whether you're adding or subtracting. Well done for all your effort, and I'll see you all again next time. Bye!